Does God exist? The Buddha's answer. Indeed, the question, "Does God exist?" is one of the oldest and most profound inquiries in the human mind. Throughout history, from ancient Greek philosophers to the thinkers of ancient Sumerian civilization, humans have ceaselessly pondered and sought answers to this mystery. But is the question of God or a supreme being merely a product of human thought? We not only inquire about his existence, but also about the nature and origins of faith. Even in the Upanishads of India, where spiritual and cosmic knowledge is deeply explored, the question of God is not always explicitly mentioned. This leads us to wonder whether the concept of God is a later invention. What constitutes the entity we call God? An omnipotent, omniscient, eternal, compassionate, just, and wholly good force. Chapter 1. The Buddha's Answer. One day someone asked the Buddha, "Does God exist?" The Buddha looked at the person and said, "Yes." The person could not believe their ears, because it is commonly said that the Buddha did not believe in God. So why would he answer like that? At that time, Ananda, one of Buddha's closest disciples, was present. He too was shocked. The Buddha had never asserted such a thing without qualifiers or conditions. Throughout his life, he had strongly critiqued any notion of God. There was an agreement between Buddha and Ananda. Ananda was the Buddha's cousin. Before becoming Buddha's disciple, Ananda had made a condition. "You must promise me a few things. Right now, I am your cousin. But when I become your disciple, I will have to obey you. But right now, I can make requests, and you must comply." The Buddha said, "I know you well. You will not ask for anything I cannot do. Please speak." Ananda said, "It's nothing much, just a few small requests. One is that every night, before going to sleep, if I ask you something, you must answer. You cannot say, 'I am too tired today from interacting and talking with so many people.' You will have to answer me. During the day I will not ask, and I will not disturb you. But I am not yet enlightened. Occasionally, I will have some questions." The Buddha replied, "I accept." Ananda continued, "You will not send me far away. I will always be by your side and care for you until death. You will not order me, 'Go and spread my teachings,' as though you sent others. You will not send me anywhere." The Buddha said, "Okay, that is not a problem." Ananda added, "If I bring someone to meet you, then no matter what time, even at midnight, you must meet that person. These are the few special favors you must grant me." The Buddha said, "I agree to all, for I know you well. You will not take advantage of these." So when Ananda was stunned by the Buddha claiming there is a God, but he could not ask amidst a crowd. That afternoon, someone else came and asked the Buddha the same question. "Does God exist?" He answered, "No, there is no God." The situation became complicated. Ananda was utterly confused, but endured. That evening, another person came to the Buddha. "Can you tell me about God?" The Buddha looked at him, closed his eyes, and was completely silent. The other person also closed his eyes. Both were silent for half an hour. Before leaving, the person bowed down to kiss the Buddha's feet and said, "Thank you for your teaching." These events overwhelmed Nanda. Time seemed to stand still while Nanda felt a fire burning within. Once everyone had left, Nanda rushed to the Buddha and said, "I cannot understand." Those three people did not hear all three answers. They only knew one. "But we heard them all. You must consider us too. We will go mad. If this continues, I don't know how we will cope." The Buddha replied, "You must remember something. First, those questions were not yours, so I did not answer for you. Why are you puzzled? It is not your concern. It is between me and those people." Nanda said, I understand now. That wasn't my question and you didn't answer for me. But I have ears and I can hear. I heard the question and I also heard the answer. The three answers completely contradict each other. First you said yes, then no. Finally, you were silent. You didn't say a word, yet that person kissed your feet and said, "Thank you for your teaching." And we witnessed it all. You said nothing to that person. The Buddha said, "You see life in a rigid way. That is your problem. Everything is relative." For the first person, the answer had to be yes, because it suited him, his question, his essence, his life. I answered yes because he is an atheist. He does not believe in God, and I did not want to support his ignorance. He always says, there is no God. Even if there is a tiny, unexplored bit, perhaps God exists there. You can only assert absolutely that there is no God after having explored all of existence. Until then, it is only blind belief that there is no God. He has no actual experience of God. So I had to destroy him. I had to wake him up. I had to hit him hard. I answered yes because it was relative to him, to his person. He did not ask just to ask. The same question from someone else might require a different answer. Therefore, I answered no to the second person. The same question, the same words, but standing behind the question was a different person, so the relationship between the word and its implications had changed. The second person was as ignorant as the first, but in opposition. He believes in God and wanted me to support his belief. I do not support anyone's beliefs because belief is a barrier. It doesn't matter what the belief is, whether it's right or wrong. No belief is right. No belief is wrong. All beliefs are ignorant. I had to say no to him. Ask the right question. The third person had no beliefs. He didn't ask, "Does God exist?" He approached with an open mind free of biases, ideologies, or prejudices. He was healthy and intelligent. He asked, "What can you say about God?" He didn't come to seek support for his beliefs. He didn't come to find faith. He asked not with prejudice, but about my experience, "What can you say about God?" I knew he held no beliefs, whether he believed or not. He was innocent. For someone like that, the question isn't very important. I couldn't say yes, nor could I say no. Only silence was appropriate. And just as I anticipated, he closed his eyes when he saw me close mine. He understood my answer. Be silent and look within. He meditated with me for half an hour, and his answer was that God is not a theory to be followed or opposed. That's why he thanked me. And you wonder why he thanked me. He received the answer that silence is sacred, that silence is holy. Beyond silence, there is no divinity. He left in joy, fulfilled. He had found his answer. My role was to allow him to be in my presence. Chapter 2. What if God created you? If we assume that God created us, it implies that we are reflections of him. We must also be omniscient, generous, loving, and eternal beings. But do we truly embody these noble qualities? Or are we merely assuming ourselves to be so? If God is the one who created you, he must be an extraordinary entity, for he has chosen for you to live a challenging life. When we look at our own lives, what do we see? Is it perfection, overflowing joy, and unblemished delight? Or do we observe a mundane reality where happiness and sorrow are mixed and challenges are relentless? Perhaps we have concocted the idea of God to mirror our own desires, fears, and need for security. In the history of India, hundreds of thousands of gods are worshipped, each local deity having its own following. This prompts us to reflect on whether all these deities are merely products of the human mind, created and then revered in the image we have fashioned ourselves. Chapter 3. The Buddha and Ananda. Ananda was a cousin of the Buddha and the son of Amitodana, who was the brother of King Suddhodana, the Buddha's father. Because his birth brought great joy to everyone in the family, he was named Ananda, which means joy. Ananda became a monk under the Buddha, along with other young men from the Sakya clan, including Anuruddha, Bhadra, Bhaga, Kimbila, and Devadatta. When the Buddha was 55 years old, Ananda was appointed as his personal attendant. For the next 25 years, until the Buddha's passing into nirvana, Ananda remained constantly by the Buddha's side, tending to his daily needs. Ananda possessed an extraordinary memory, recording all of the Buddha's discourses as well as those of several senior disciples without omission. Once a Brahmin asked Ananda how many teachings he remembered, and Ananda replied that he recalled 82,000 discourses by the Buddha and 2,000 by the bhikkhus, the disciples of the Buddha, making a total of 84,000 teachings. The Buddha praised Ananda's 5 virtues: extensive learning, excellent memory, steadfastness, meticulous care, and good conduct. It was only after the Buddha's nirvana that Ananda attained the state of an arhat. This was because, while the Buddha was alive, Ananda was preoccupied with his duties as an attendant and with memorizing the Buddha's teachings, like a scholarly disciple engrossed in extensive literature. Ananda entered nirvana at the age of 120. The story: unmoving in sleep. When he slept, the Buddha maintained a single position throughout the night. He never turned over. This sleeping posture has become famous. Many Buddha statues in Sri Lanka, China, Japan, Vietnam, and India have been sculpted in this pose. In Ajanta, India, there is a reclining Buddha statue. This sleeping pose was described by Ananda. One day, Ananda asked, "I have always wondered, you lie in that position all night. Do you sleep? Usually, people turn over in their sleep, but when you sleep or appear to sleep, you seem fully aware. It's as if you are conscious of every movement of your body. You don't turn over unconsciously." The Buddha replied, "Indeed, when the mind ceases its restlessness, there are no dreams, only the body sleeps. The consciousness is always alert."